into Canada and other countries. During 2020, working with the mentorship of Lance Conrad, Paul Green, and Angel Rodriguez, she was able to break a six-figure income, which saved her small flower shop business from bankruptcy by leveraging social media. In her spare time, Angel loves spending time with her family, traveling, road trips, and camping. Come, Angel. We have two angels that are heard of the company. So I said we'll have two persons on the stage. So let's present the second person. It's 캐리마샬. All of you know her as well. So Carrie, one moment. 캐리마샬 has been in the industry for 6 years. She joined her first company with the goal of making $1,000 per month so she could stay at home with her children. Since then, she has been a top earner in 3 different companies. Respect. She has built her business completely online by leveraging social media. Carrie is the mother of 2 girls whom she homeschools and enjoys hiking and traveling. Carrie, come and give me a hug. The stage is yours.
What time is it? Do it again. What time is it?
Okay, so we are here to talk to you about igniting your business and leveraging social media. That is 100% how we have done it. I know it's maybe not like a flashy, exciting topic, but I promise you, by leveraging social media, you're going to 10x your business. Because why? There's like 3 billion people on social media. Could you text and talk to 3 billion people a day? I couldn't. But you can leverage it by utilizing the social media tools.
Can you hear me? Okay, let's go. So, like I said, I've been in the industry for 6 years. When I first came in, my goal was literally just to make $1,000 to stay at home with my kids. I quickly figured out that it was $1,000 a month would be about the difference between me being able to stay at home with my kids and not being able to stay at home with them. And when I got into the industry, my vision grew for what I could do for my family. And I'm just so grateful for it, because when I came in, my husband worked away a lot. Maybe we'd get him home for a few weeks and then he'd be gone for a month. He's been able to work from home now since I've been bringing in more income. I've been able to homeschool my kids because of this industry, and I've done it completely all by leveraging social media. And it's something that is so simple to do, and we see so many people not utilizing social media, and so that's why we wanted to teach this topic to you guys today.
So a little bit about my story on why I leveraged social media and why I started using it it goes back to right from the beginning. When I first got into the industry, I'm sure a lot of you can probably relate. I got into the industry because I needed a product that costed a heck of a lot of money, right? It was $700 for their starter pack. The only way I could physically do that is by leveraging social media and building, because none of my friends and family wanted to spend $700. And so I needed to work and find a way to make it work. And so through that time, I've learned tons of different strategies. You're going to hear from Mr. Roxbury in a little while. Rob is one of the first people that taught me my strategies, who showed me how to build on social media and leverage that huge platform. So we're excited to share a little bit with you guys media is where that grassroots from.
So the amazing thing about social media is it gives you the ability to literally work from anywhere as long as you have Wi-Fi, and it allows you to access to billions of people all over the world, but to cultivate leads so you never run out of people to talk to.
Absolutely. So the power of social media, one, unlimited leads, okay? It is a free marketing tool. How many times do you guys go out and hear from your people, well, I need a funnel. I need lead generation. You literally have a free funnel, a free lead generation at the tip of your fingers from your cell phone or your laptop or your computer, where you can leverage 3 billion people that are utilizing different social media platforms, okay? And I'm not like, I'm not a post and pray kind of girl. I don't throw a post out and hope that I'm gonna get a ton of leads from it. But I promise you, for example, with the Gobi card, because I leverage social media, during Christmas, when I was with my family, who I hadn't seen my daughter in 7 months, so I didn't want to spend a bazillion hours texting and networking and talking to tons of people. I made one post, attraction marketing post, didn't give any details away, gave no information away. That one post got me 17 sales and 87 leads. It just shows you the power. And I did nothing. And then what did I do? I took a copy and paste verbiage I wrote up one time and just recycled it and sent it to every person who got my sales. Okay?
It gives you access to meet people that you wouldn't meet in real life. Angel Wall and I, we actually didn't know each other before we met through social media. You can take a cold market and move it to a hot market very quickly. And so when we both started on social media, we had less than 250 friends. We now have close to 5,000 and thousands of followers. And just putting yourself out there is how you take someone that you don't know, you build know, like, and trust, and you're taking them from a cold market to a hot market. And now you can promote and you have a business opportunity that you can share with them, and you have products that you can share with them.
It gives you the access to build teams in countries you've never been to. I've never been to Japan. Not one time. I've been to Mexico. But I'm building in Mexico, and I haven't been to Mexico since 2013, so it's been a hot minute. Right? So it gives you the ability to connect all over the world. Sweden, Poland, right? I have never been to those countries. I want to go to those countries, and I'm going to go to those countries. But I have never been there. But from social media, I have been able to leverage and help people build and generate income for their families from home using the exact same tools.
Attract a younger generation. So how many of you have maybe been in the industry for 30 years and now you want to attract a younger generation? How are you going to do that? Start using your social media.
I mean, like, using a third-party validation. When we got on a call with Lance 2.5 years ago, we were introduced to Berg. My younger generation introduced to Berg. And we became his business partners. We've taught him tons of social media, if you guys didn't know, in 2020. Ourselves and Rebecca and Karen, all the Canadians, we didn't let Berg touch buttons. He was not allowed to touch buttons because he didn't know what the buttons did. So he's come a long way, you guys, I promise. You can also build on multiple platforms using the exact same content. So I don't make posts on Instagram. I make them on Facebook, but they get posted to Instagram. I like Instagram stories better. They have better options, in my opinion. So my Instagram stories get posted to my Facebook because I'm leveraging my time as well. I don't have time to sit on every social media platform, right? I haven't mastered the world of TikTok at this point, but you know what? I'm always up for learning new things.
It gives you more time freedom, and for busy people, it is definitely an easier way to build. So for myself with small children and homeschooling, and Angel who has a flower shop, we don't have time to go out, do all these different, meet and greet events, and do small little, promotions where we're out there meeting people, building belly to belly. Social media, you can do that all without leaving your house, do it in your pajamas.
And the next one I actually want Carrie to share because her story about doing home meetings with her baby on her hip washing hair is kind of funny.
So so when I first got into the industry, I had a 2-month-old and a 2-year-old. And I started with a company that taught you to do home parties. And what you would do is, wash hair, show them the product. It didn't work with a baby on my hip and a 2-year-old pulling me the other way. And I did about 5 of them, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. This isn't for me. And I did actually just about quit the industry. That company at the time, they were anti-social media. They're like, no, you can't build that way. I went out and I did it anyways, and I'm so glad that I did because I would have left the industry if I was still doing home parties.
And one of the biggest things that I think is the most relevant at this point is the fact that in 2020 our world shut down. How many businesses didn't survive 2020 because they didn't shift and move to social media? That shift and move to social media, Bert is not a social media guy. Like, go look at his Facebook. I don't know when the last time he posted, right? I think I probably helped him with the post. He's not a social media guy. He shifted though, and he leveraged by finding people that were social media people because he knew if he didn't shift, there was no coffee meetings, there was no nothing. The world was shut down, right? So you never would have to shift your business again if you start leveraging social media.
One of the things I want to add to that blew Bert's mind away when we started with him is how all of us could personally recruit like 100 and 150 people in our first couple of months. And that's all social media, leveraging social media.
Poor Bert's getting beat up over there because he doesn't do social media. So the power of an ATM group is one thing that we really want to drive home out of this meeting. The ad tag message group, you guys hear us talk about it all the time. If you're not using this group, I promise you, you are leaving sales on the table. The ad tag message system is the most duplicatable system and has completely changed the industry. And I'm not just saying this from our own experience. If you talk to top leaders from multiple companies out there, they will tell you that the ATM system has revolutionized their businesses. It is a system that you can simply teach and duplicate to your teams, get them more sales, increase your retention in your business because it is also your third-party validation, and it also is social proof.
And it runs itself. You just need a few good moderators. So we've been gone, other people have been running the groups. So why use an ATM group? It's a done-for-you funnel. So that funnel has all your information on the opportunity, it has all your information on the products, it has your social proof. Social proof is so important, you guys. People do not buy without social proof. And so when you can put them in a page and they can see thousands of testimonials, well, then they can say, well, the product does actually work.
It builds community, it makes it easy for your teams to use. All of the information's in one spot, which is huge. You leverage the experts. How many times are you like, well, I don't know the answer to that question? And then you ask your upline, and maybe your upline is not even working the business as much as you're working the business, and they're like, well, I don't know. The group is that service for you. It gives you expert opinions, it gives you testimonials, it has Q&As in it, and it has the science. So on your very first day, you could go in and you could put your first 30 people in that group and not know one single thing about the product. And then from there, it helps to do the closing for you, but you have to do some work.
There's no need to wait for results. So if you're in there and you're starting because of all that social proof and all those testimonials, you shouldn't have to wait for your own testimonial to go out and share with people because there's already thousands in there. All you have to do is add people in there, tag them in some testimonials.
I'm going to use an example from our former company, and this is going to become relevant in the very near future as we get testimonials on the new supplement products. When we started that company in 2020, the world was shut down. In our first 2 weeks while we waited for our product, we had a team of 330 people. That did not include any customers. We had 330 people join us just based on the social proof in that group. That solves all the resistance. It gives them information and belief in the product before you even take in one sample of the product yourself.
So the group does a lot of the closing for you, and so a lot of times we hear, well, I didn't need you for third-party validation because they just signed up, which is awesome. Once they do sign up, you still want to introduce them to a leader or your mentor, open that group of communication so they have that extra support. That's when you would use that third-party validation later, but the group does do the closing for you most of the time.
A lot of what we see in teams that aren't using the group is that we get a lot of messages. A lot of messages because there's no duplication. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to share. They don't know what to say. So it is vital not only for them to be in the ATM group, which is the Gobi experience, they need to be in the Gobi Club because we give tools in that group for people to have a very simple way to start approaching people. Your teams and you don't ever have to become an expert. You don't have to become Dr. Salaya or Rebecca Oaks. You get that knowledge because they've added that value to the group themselves. And they're helping you build your business without always having to get them on a phone call or always try to find somebody who has the answers.
So if you're not using an ATM group, you don't have reoccurring exposures. What I mean by that is when you add somebody into the Gobi experience group and you tag them in information, maybe they didn't buy that minute, because people buy and they join emotionally. Well, generally what happens is they get exposed over and over and over and over again. And guess what happens? One day they're scrolling through their social media and they see a post and it emotionally triggers them and they're ready to buy or join.
So you're also providing no social proof if you're not using a group. So often when we get comments in our inbox, it's from people saying that I asked so-and-so to take a look at the product, but they don't believe in it. They say it's like hocus pocus and there's no way, like that doesn't happen. It's gonna wreck your motor and it's gonna XYZ. Well, are they in the group? Well, no, they didn't want to go in the group. Okay, have you sent them any testimonials? No, well, I didn't ask them if they wanted to be in the group. If they're not in the group, they're not seeing any of the social proof. If you're sitting in this audience and you have not added your testimonial to the Gobi experience, you need to
do it right now.
Do it right now. Do
You're
it
not
today.
helping your teams.
Because even if you're not a social media builder, if it's not your strength, you're going to bring somebody into your business that wants to use social media, and they're going to want to point their people to take a look at testimonials that are coming from their leaders. And this is, and if you eventually make your own testimonial group, that's great. But the Gobi experience is the hub. Is the hub for all of it, because this is the company page. This is company owned, where you can grab testimonials. If you're in Poland, and I know the Poland guys do it, They go into the group, they grab testimonials out of our group, and then they translate it to Polish and add them to their group. Same with the Swedish team, same with the Japanese team, Korean team. They all do it because they need to provide that social proof to their people.
So there's no leverage, and because there's no leverage, your leaders get burnt out extremely quickly because you're doing calls nonstop, you're doing three-way calls nonstop. You can only do that for so long. And so if you're using the group, you're leveraging all of the experts, you're leveraging all those testimonials, and you're leveraging the Q&A that's in there, and you're leveraging the science. You don't have to provide it. And so if you're not teaching your team to go out and use the system, they're going to get burnt out really quickly.
And one other thing that we hear often, especially from people that maybe never put on social media that are learning it, they tell us two things. One, their people don't want to sit on long Zoom calls anymore. They don't want to go to a meeting and sit in a room. They want the information instantly. And so, we have several people that have never built on social media that have come to us and are working with us very closely to learn how to do it because they know the world's shifted. They know that, yes, nothing replaces all of us being in a room together, but to get them going, to get them started, they know that they need to shift how they did things because the old way isn't always the way of today.
So the ATM method is really simple. It's 3 steps. Anybody can do this. Your first step is you add them into the group. So if you see that invite button, you just click invite and click on their name. They're in the group. Next thing you do is I actually message them and I say, okay, I just added you into the group. I'm going to tag you in about 5 to 6 different things. Here's the link to the group. I always give them the link to the group because they don't always get it in their notification. It's super important to message them back and give them the link to the group.
And one of the things I'll say about inviting is please, for the love of every single admin that's in this room, please make sure you invite them. Just don't send them the link. Send that invite first. Why? Because we want to keep this group of extremely high integrity that if Smiley adds a person to that group and 3 months from now they say, I'd like some more information, if Smiley added them to the group, we search their name and it says Smiley Wilkins added them to the group. We can connect them instantaneously. But if he would just send them a link, we have to spend tons of time trying to track down and see if we have any mutual friends or, because often they don't remember who added them. So it's super important. That is one of the most important steps in the activate message system is just make sure you actually do the invite. And so when you do the invite to, your name is attached to that person forever. So as long as they're in that group, your name is attached to them. Now, step 2, when you're tagging people, tag them in 5 to 6 different things. So I like to tag them in an opportunity video. I tag them in the PDF on how it works. I tag them in the third-party studies. I tag them in the technical data sheet. And then I go through and I tag them in a few testimonials. And then you message them back. So when you message them back, then you're going to let them know you're going to follow up with them. Because if you don't follow up, this group doesn't work. No, nothing doesn't work if you don't follow up because it takes repeated exposure, right? So fortune is in the follow-up, and that's something that Ross drilled into my head very early on. Let them know that you're going to follow up with them tomorrow, and that you're going to introduce them to your business partner, or you can say upline, whatever, make it sound like you, and they're going to help you answer any questions, because if you're new, you can even say, because I'm new, or because I know more about the product, it doesn't matter what you say, but then you're going to add in the third
So you're
going
setting it
together.
up.
You're setting it up, and you're not saying, "Hey, can I please add you to a group?" No, you're saying, "I'm adding you to the group or to a group chat."
So are you and any of your teams not seeing results? And do you want to see results? Yes.
Then take the challenge and see a different business in 30 days. Stay consistent. What do you have to lose? Our challenge to you is add 5 new friends a day on your social media. So it doesn't matter how you do that. Great ways to do it is connect with people in groups of like. So, if Ursula is looking to find new people, she's going to go into a motocross group. Why? Because that girl's like a motocross slayer. And she's going to find people that resonate with her, right? So find groups of something you like because you want it to be authentic. Do you want to make friends with somebody that you got absolutely nothing in common with? No, because you're not going to be relatable.
Still to this day, we both still add 3 to 5 new people every single day because we never, ever, ever want to run out of leads and people to talk to. Connect with 5 friends a day and invite them into the group because it's really easy to invite people to the group to say, "Oh my goodness, I found this amazing product. It saves people money on fuel. I'm totally going to add you into this group so you can check it out." It's not hard. And then add them into the group. And then message them back with the link and say, "I've added you into this group. Here's the link to the group. Let me know when you're in." And then when they're in there, tag them in the information.
And then the final point is ATM 3 people a day. If you do this consistently for 30 days, I promise you, you'll see a different business. But you have to be leveraging the tools that are put out in front of you. You never have to pay for a lead if you work with the system. So that is all for our talk. In closing, I just want to say, what time is it? Awesome, thank you everyone.
So for this moment, I will introduce a new person. But first, let's recap what girls have said. I tell you something, ATM groups are ruling. It rocks. Look, we have shown the group Govi experience. I saw there was like 10,600 people. And I will share you the experience from Poland, from our market. And our market is run by Tom and Jerry, that you know them. And I tell you, we have about 9,000 people in our ATM group. It's working. So if you have people that say, "I will do it on my own. I have my way. I will start my own group." Just say, skip the BS. Just do it. Until you make your first $1 million or $2 million or 10 million, whatever, just do as people with experience show you. So think about ATM group, and my next thought about what we have heard now from our girls is ATM 8-10 people per day. So if you have people that don't know what to do and they are stuck, ATM 10 people per day. Just do it. So the next person. I tell you something, I closed my jacket because all of you will smile. All of you will have smile on your faces, and I'd like to be serious for a moment. That's the person with the great heart, that's the person that is the heart of the company. I'm half Latino. Por eso me parece esa persona muy interesante y muy importante en esta empresa. Let's get back to English. I will say something more. The person that will come here actually impacted my life. I got to know him and I said, I want to work him. I don't care if this product that didn't even have in my hand coffee taps. I didn't have it in my hand. I don't know if it works, but I want to work with him. That's the most warm-hearted person that I have ever met. He wants to help people. You know, all of you are not little childs. You know if somebody is faking. And you know if somebody is real. You know if somebody has a great heart for people. The